Hey, sports porchers! It's your hockey Jesus with game 66. Pittsburgh Penguins versus the New York Rangers. Well, we had an afternoon game on a Saturday, March 16th. Sorry, I got the date wrong, but on the last video. But the Penguins lose. But they scored 4 goals, so is that something to be happy about or sad about? I am going to give you all the details you need to know about that. So, jump on the porch, hit that subscribe button right down here. Hit it! And let's talk about some Penguins hockey on a Saturday afternoon in Pittsburgh. Well, Pittsburgh Penguins fans, I'm sorry to tell you that the point streak of 2 games is now over. They lose to the New York Rangers this afternoon despite a great day for a parade in Pittsburgh. There will be no parade, I'm afraid, for a Stanley Cup this year. But there was a parade of green this afternoon on the streets, Grant Street, Boulevard of the Allies, filled with people. Second highest ranked St. Patrick's Day parade in the country. But unfortunately, the Pittsburgh Penguins couldn't take that enthusiasm and turn it into a win tonight as they lose to the New York Rangers 7-4. Giving up 7 goals tonight to the New York Rangers seems like such a heartbreak, but I'll tell you what, this team played really hard against a very good New York Rangers team. It's clear that the New York Rangers have some problems without their number one defenseman in the lineup. They definitely have some leaky defense going on, although Keandre Miller, he's really turned out to be a pretty good defenseman in his own right. But without Trouba back there, they really don't have a way to stop the puck except when Mr. Quick gets on it. And I tell you what, Quick was on his game in the third period. But let's go to the first period. And that's where John Ludwig scores his second goal in 2 games to take the Pittsburgh Penguins to a 1-0 lead in the first period. And the fans were going crazy. Hey, who knew John Ludwig could be such a good goal scorer in this league? Hey, all you really have to do is get the puck on the net, and sometimes it goes in, and that's what's happening for Ludwig right now. A lot of traffic in front, just a nice goal. But, like I was telling my buddy Scott, I never know what's going to happen, even when the Pens score. He was confident that, if the Pens score the first goal, they're gonna be off to a good start. And they were off to a good start, actually. Usually the first 5 minutes for the Penguins is a bit of a shit show, to be honest with you. But this afternoon, they actually got off to a good start, but immediately on the very next shift, the New York Rangers come back. And in fact, the next 2 shifts, they score 2 goals in 26 seconds to go up 2-1. Look, that's the theme for this game today. Quick goals. The Rangers scored 4 goals in 91 seconds of elapsed time in this game. 4 of their 7 goals in 91 seconds. I don't know how you stop that, to be honest with you. Well, I know how you stop it. You get the puck from going over that line. But the Penguins weren't able to do that. And, really the next goal in a 2-1 game is pretty important. And Brian Rust gets a goal on a sweet dish from Sidney Crosby. Crosby got 66 points, still on that points per game streak, which we know is probably the only thing that we're really cheering for from now for the last 16 games of the season. But Sidney gets it in the first period. Look, Sid was playing with some heart tonight. He was running people over. He doesn't like the Rangers. They're their second. He's the second hated team that the Sidney loves to play against. He knows that the Rangers are just such a great dynasty, and when you can beat the Rangers, you make a lot of ways by doing that. And he plays hard every time the Rangers are either in town or he heads to Madison Square Garden for a face-off there. I thought Sidney was pretty good tonight. He did do a flyby on one of the goals. I believe the next goal that was scored. That's just inexcusable. Oh, it actually was on Adam Fox's goal. Go back and look at Adam Fox's goal. By the way, that was the second goal. That was a sweet roofer. But Sid just kind of skates by Fox as he goes around the goal. He probably should stop and pick him up. But let's face it, Fox roofed that puck on a backhand. There probably is only one other defenseman in the league, Cale Makar, who can do something like that. That was just an incredible goal. So 2-2, and what happens? The Rangers score again. So, 3-2, and, you're not feeling very good about it. Pittsburgh gets a power play, and wouldn't you know, Lars Eller gets the game tied at 3-3. Hey, 3-3, you're pretty happy about that. 3-3 tie in the second period against the New York Rangers, a team that already has 90 points and is guaranteed to make the playoffs. Well, not guaranteed, but let's face it, they're making the playoffs. Probably going to be the number one seed in the East. Just a well-rounded team, even without Trouba in the lineup. And then what happens? Hooking penalty, slashing penalty. Achari goes into the box, and the Rangers score. And then wouldn't you know it, Kreider right in front. Jarry just was not on his game tonight. I'll be honest with you. I thought he should have had that rebound. I don't know how he doesn't grab that rebound from going over to, I think it was, I don't think it was Zibanejad. I think it was Panarin that jumped on that rebound, buried it. Jarry's got to be better. Look, Jarry was a .739 save percentage tonight. That's what happens when the Penguins aren't playing their game. Score 4 goals. Jarry's a little leaky, .739 save percentage. The other team gets 6 or 7. By the way, Ned did come into the third period, played about half the third period, which I thought was suspicious just because, they play tomorrow in Pittsburgh versus Detroit. Got to figure Ned's getting the start. And to bring him in a game where he's going to be playing the next day, I thought that was really strange. I think that showed that Sully just wasn't feeling it with Jarry tonight, and he shouldn't have. .739 save percentage, only 23 saves, 6 goals given up. Not good from Jarry, and that one hurt. But what hurt even more is the fact that Chris Letang gets an unsportsmanlike conduct right after that. Sully was really upset about it, so I don't know. To me, I think the refs, they need to get some thicker skin than call an unsportsmanlike conduct there with the game at 4-3. And wouldn't you know it, Zibanejad, it was basically tic-tac-toe. Zibanejad just buries it. And that 2-goal lead in 65 seconds. They get 2 goals in 65 seconds, both on power plays. That's where the game ended right there. 3-5. They make it 3-6 with a goal early in the third period. But you know what? The Penguins didn't quit. They did not quit this game. They played a full 60 minutes. They just were outplayed tonight. Pustin did get a goal to make it 4-6. Of course, that means you're going to pull the goalie, and of course, that usually means an empty net, especially with a 2-goal lead. I thought it was pretty funny in the third period. Panarin was shooting the puck down the ice, trying to get a cheap old hat trick there. But hey, anytime you can get a hat trick, I guess it's not a cheap one. Pens haven't had one in a while. But he was just trying to get the hat trick there, but he was icing it every time. They finally made a play, beat Letang to the puck. Miller did, chipped it up to Kreider, and Kreider buries the empty net. Makes it 7-4, and that's your final score. Look, I don't have a problem with the Penguins play tonight, and I think it's probably better that they lose in overtime because, let's face it, you probably want to be in the bottom 9 from what I'm seeing from prospects coming out. It's better to be in the bottom 9 than it is to be in the bottom 12. There's another tier that drops off after about 8 or 9 with prospects. And that's what we're talking about now. Look, I know that they said the Penguins are only 5 points out. They're 7 points out. All those games on hand that we talked about before, they're all gone. But the good thing is the Pittsburgh Penguins play again tomorrow. And it's a 6:00 game. So it's something to look forward to. Let's get back on that horse. Hey, Detroit's in town. Detroit's not been playing very well. They're vying back and forth right now for the New York Islanders. Look, Pittsburgh Penguins are 29-37 with 67 points. There's 7 games. They all the games are gone. There's 7 points out. Quick was great in the third period, and you lose against the Rangers. The Pittsburgh Penguins have to go 11-2-3 in their final 16 games if they want to have a shot. I don't know how that happens, But hey, maybe if we keep the faith and we get a good win streak going, maybe we can get some of them back. If not, let's lose them all. So, Pittsburgh Penguins fans, you know what you have to do. You have to get your butt down to PPG Arena and cheer this team on. So, you can do that tomorrow. So, until then, Pittsburgh Penguins fans, keep the faith. And let's go Pens.